Hey everyone, welcome back to Elevate Online. My name is Christina. I will be walking you through our next rapid resistance workout. You'll need a pair of light weights and a ball and a mat, as well as a steady surface or something you can use as a bar. So go ahead and find your lighter set of weights. Take your feet to hip width apart and parallel. Roll your shoulders down and back and begin to lift your knees in place. Lift, lift, lift. Keep going, lifting your knees up with your toes pointed. Draw your abs in. Then take your arms up overhead at a pull down. Pull, pull, pull. Start to fire up that space right between your shoulder blades here. Last 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and release. Hold on to your weights. Come down to your mat. For a set of 100s, you will just need one of your weights for this one. Lay down on your back. Take your right leg straight up overhead. Extend your left leg long. Take your weight behind your right leg as you lift your head and shoulders off the ground. Then hover your bottom leg. You're going to start to switch that weight behind your leg. Switch, switch, switch. Go at your own pace here. Try to keep your legs nice and straight. Keep your head and shoulders lifted up off the mat if you can. Don't forget to breathe. Draw your belly button down towards your spine. 5 more here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold on this side. Just curl, curl, curl. Straighten your legs some more. 5 here, then we'll switch. 1, 2, 3, 4. Switch legs. Take that weight behind your opposite leg. Curl, curl. This is where you finish. Final 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Release. Hug your knees in. Place your weight down. Rock back and forth from side to side. Then find your weight. Come on up to a standing position for some rows and some lat pulls. Stand with your feet hip width apart and parallel again. Soften the bend in your knees. Hinge forward at the hips to a 45-degree angle. Untuck your feet so you have a dip in your lower back. Take your weights out in front of you. Roll your shoulders down and back. Then pull up your elbows towards your back. Up, down, up, down. Squeeze, squeeze. You're keeping your elbows close to your body here. Squeezing at the top, firing up that space between your shoulder blades. Keep breathing. Keep your knees soft, that arch in your back. Squeeze, squeeze. 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold this next one up at the top. Just squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. 5 here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold at the top. Now we're going to alternate between rows and flies. Go right back to what we started with the row, then into a fly. Lower, down, up. This time take it to a fly. Out, in, down, up, out, in, down, or up, out, in. Squeeze at the top of each movement. Keep your chest nice and proud. Just a few more here. Squeeze, squeeze. 3 more. There's 1, 2. After this set, keep it out in that fly. The tempo. Lift out and down. Out, down. Do a quick check here. Make sure your back is still untucked. Your feet is untucked. Your knees are soft. 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold this next one at the top. Just squeeze at the top to finish. Squeeze, squeeze. Final 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and release. Come on up to standing. You can switch out your weights for a heavier set if you have them. We're doing some bicep curls in a curtsy lunge position. Take your right leg back behind your body, then bend your knees down into a curtsy lunge. Square your hips and your shoulders towards the front. Extend your arms out in front of you, palms towards the ceiling. Curl on 2 as you lower down into a curtsy lunge. Curl. Curl on 2, extend for 2. Down, up. Keep going. Try to get those knees bent to 90 degrees here. Press your elbows 1 more inch away from your upper body. Challenge yourself. Use this slower pace to perfect your form. 1 more right here. We'll speed it up. Speed it up. Curl. Curl. 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold this next one at your lowest point. Your arms out in front of you. Just press them out. Press. Press. At a tuck of your hips. Press, tuck. Press, tuck. Come down a little bit lower. 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Release. Come on up. We'll switch sides. Take your left leg back behind your body. Bend both knees down to that curtsy lunge position. This time, extend your arms out, palms facing one another for some hammer curls. Curl on 2. Curl in, out, out. You are taking that lunge movement with your lower body as you curl your waist in. Try to get that back knee down towards the floor. Then keep your hips and your shoulders squared in front of you. 2 more. 1. Now we'll speed it up. Up, down, up, down. Curl, curl. 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold this next one at your lowest point. Your arms out in front of you. Just press them out. Press, press. Add that tuck, tuck. Press, tuck, press, tuck. A little bit lower. Final 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and release. Shake it out. We'll move on to some heel lifts. All right, let's finish up our warm-up with a set of heel lifts. You have the option to use your weights. Take your elbows to 90 degrees. Your feet are hip-width apart and parallel. Roll your shoulders down and back. Then lift your heels. Lift up, down, lift. Lift. You have the option to take your arms out to the side with each lift, keeping that 90-degree bend in your elbows. Lift, lift, lift. 5 more here, then we'll speed it up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Speed it up. Lift up, up, up. You can keep your arms up at their highest point. Just add a small pulse up. Lift, lift, lift. 5 more like this, and hold at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold at your highest point. Rotate your arms to face the front. Add a pulse at the top. Lift, lift, lift. I want to see if you can grow 1 inch taller with those heels. Press those weights up 1 more inch as well. 10 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Release. Let's give it a quick stretch. You can take your hands to your waist, step back with your right foot, bend your left knee, tuck under, lift your chest as you press that right heel back into the ground. And switch sides. Step back with your left leg, pressing that heel down this time. Tuck under, lift your chest. And release. Let's move into some side work. We are starting thigh work with split thighs. So go ahead and find your steady surface. Take one of your weights, turn on profile to the bar, squeeze your heels together and separate your toes into a wide V. Then step forward with your center of the room foot. Coming up to your highest heel, center your weight over both legs. Then bend your knees deeply out into a diamond position. Tuck your hips under. Take your center of the room arm up overhead and roll your shoulders down and back. You're going to lower down on 2 counts as you bend your arm into a tricep press. Move down, down, up, up, down, down, up, up. So come on down to your highest point, keeping those hips tucked under. Keep going. Make sure your weight is centered over both legs evenly here. Keep those heels nice and high. Roll your shoulders down and back. Feel that burn in your triceps as well as your thighs. 3 more like this and we'll speed it up. Move down, down, up, up. 1 more, then we'll speed it up. Right here, move down, up, down, up. That arm is just an option. 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold at your lowest point. Take your hands to your chest. Just tuck your hips out of punch. Tuck, punch, tuck, punch, tuck, punch. Sink a little lower. Heels up higher. 10 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Release. Go ahead and turn around. Switch sides. Take that weight in the center of the room. Hand. Squeeze your heels together. Toes out wide. Step forward with that center of the room foot. The other hand is on the bar. Lift your heels up high. Bend your knees. Tuck under. Take that center of the room arm up overhead. Down on 2. Down, down, up, up, down, down, up, up. Keep going. Make sure your hips are rolled under. Your knees are out in that diamond position. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. Find that shake in your thighs right here. 3 more. 1 more, then we'll speed it up. Right here, move down, up, down, up. Keep going. 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold at your lowest point. Take your hand to your chest. Tuck, punch, tuck, punch, tuck, punch. Keep going. Just sink your seat a little lower. Lift those heels a little bit higher. Last 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Release. All right, we are going to move into some knee dancing. So come down to your knees or to your heels, so back on your heels with your knees about fist width distance apart. Take one of your weights in either hand. Roll your shoulders down and back, then tuck your hips under firmly as you lift your feet just 1 or 2 inches off your heels. Bend your elbows to 90 degrees, then take them up so they're in line with your shoulders. From here, lift your feet and your arms just 1 inch. Lift up, down, up, down, lift, lift. So your seat is never touching your heels. You're keeping it hovered off your heels and lifting up 1 inch more from there. Lift, lift, speed it up, lift, lift, lift. 10 here, then a reset. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Lower down for a quick reset. You can massage out those upper thighs. Then take your weights back in either hand, bend your elbows, tuck your feet under as you lift that feet up off your heels one more time. Take your elbows, they're up in line with your hips. Now add a press with your right hand, and then alternate sides. Press right, left, right, left. Add a tuck of your hips. Tuck left, tuck right, left, right. So you're pressing your arms up as you tuck your hips to that side. Speed it up. Tuck, 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 tuck. Final 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Release. Place your weights down. You can take your arms back behind you for a stretch. Tuck your hips up towards the ceiling. And release. Lower down. Let's stretch it out just a little bit more. Step forward with your right leg. Press your hips forward. Release that hip flexor. Then shift your weight back as you straighten your front leg. Press your chest down towards your thigh. Breathe into the stretch. Then slide into your pigeon or your split stretch, whichever is better for you. Try to come down to your forearms. Breathe into the stretch. And release. Switch sides. This time step forward with your left foot. Press your hips forward. Release your hip flexor. Shift your weight back. Straighten that front leg. Press your chest down towards your thighs. And slide into your pigeon or your split stretch, whichever you did on the opposite side. Again, try to come down to your forearms. Really breathing into the stretch. And release. The good news is we are staying down on the mat for the rest of class. We've got a couple feet moves and some abs to finish it out. All right, we are starting our feet work with tabletop. You'll need one of your weights. Come on down to a tabletop position on your hands and knees. Place the weight behind your left knee and take your hands beneath your shoulders, turning your fingers slightly inward. Tuck your hips under firmly. Squeeze that weight to lift your left leg up off the ground. Try to square your head and shoulders to the floor beneath you. Again, retouch your hips. Shift your weight back onto your right shin. Now press that left leg up. Press up, release. Up, release. Press. 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 Keep going. You want to really squeeze that weight. It'll help you fire up your hamstring right from the start here. Make sure you don't have any dip in your lower back. Draw your belly button up towards your spine. Press. Press. Let's speed it up. Press. 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 So you can draw that heel any closer towards your feet. 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold at the top. Draw your heel in a little bit more. Now you're going to draw your knee in towards your upper body, keeping that bend in your knee. Lower your leg. Down, up, down, up. We're just moving into a bigger range of motion here. You should really feel that squeeze right in your glutes. Squeezing with each lift. Keep going. Again, shift your weight back into that other shin. Draw your belly button in. 5 more, then hold at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold your leg up at its highest point. Come on down to your forearm. Now just start to circle your leg. Circle, circle, circle. Now that you're on your forearms, you should be able to lift your leg just a little bit higher. We're tracing a circle with your knee, keeping your hips tucked under. Final 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Release, lower down. We are going to switch sides. So find that tabletop position. This time, place the weight behind your right knee. Turn your fingers slightly inward. Tuck under as you squeeze that weight. Lift your right leg up. Square your shoulders and your hips to the floor. Shift your weight back onto your left shin. Press up, release. Press, press, press. Really draw your heel in towards your feet. Fire up your hamstring. Make sure your weight is back on your shin. Press, press. Speed it up. Press, press, press. Keep going. Think about that glute muscle squeezing it with each press up towards the ceiling. Press, press. 5 more, then hold at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold at the top. Draw your heel in even closer to your seat. Now draw that knee in towards your upper body. Lower, down, press up. Down, press up. Fight to keep any arch out of your lower back here. Draw your belly button up. Keep your heel squeezed in as tight as you can. 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold this next one up at your highest point. Come down to your forearms. See if you can lift your leg just a little bit higher. Reach up your hips. Just circle your legs. Circle, circle, circle. Keep going. This is your final change. Last 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Release. Go ahead and come to a seated position for a quick stretch. Extend your legs straight out in front of you. Inhale through your nose as you raise your arms overhead. Exhale as you reach for your ankles. And soften the bend of your right knee as you take your hands to your left ankle. Pull a little bit closer. And then switch sides, soften your left knee, take your hands to your right ankle. Straighten both legs for one more stretch. And slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time. You will not need your weights for this movement, but make sure you're coming down to your mat in a seated position. Take your left leg bent out in front of you to 90 degrees. Then sweep your right leg back behind you, keeping your right knee pressed back behind your right hip. Take your left arm about a foot to the left of your knee. Take your right hand to your right hip. Use that hand to press your hip forward. Keep your chest nice and lifted. We're going to start by keeping your foot on the ground, just tucking your hip forward. Tuck, release. Tuck, release. Tuck, tuck. So this move should be firing up that medius muscle right in the corner of your glute. Use this tuck to just find that muscle. Think about what you're working here. Really perfect your form. Tuck. Tuck. 5 more. 1, 2. Squeeze that muscle. 4. Now hold that tuck. Take your right hand to your right shin. Shift your weight slightly so you can lift your entire right leg up off the ground. Flex your foot. Now just lift your legs. Lift. 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 Make sure your right knee is tracking behind your right hip here the entire time. Lift. 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 This entire movement is coming from the corner of your glute. Squeeze. 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 5 like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold at the top. Now circle your legs back. Circle, circle, circle. Keep going. If this is ever too much for you, you can always find your purple ball, place it beneath your foot for a little bit of extra support. Lift, lift, lift. Or sorry, circle. We're circling here. Keep going. Draw that heel a little bit closer to your seat. You are tracing a circle with that knee. 5 more than a hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold everything where it is. So you can lift that leg just a little bit higher. Squeeze that glute. You have the option to take your hands to a wide prayer. Keep your chest lifted. Final 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Release. Lower that leg down. Take your right foot to the inside of your left thigh for a quick stretch. Take your forearm inside that leg. You can take your right arm overhead. Open your chest up towards the ceiling. And then rotate your body. Reach for your ankle with both arms. Now you are in perfect position for your other side. So bend your right knee out in front of you to 90 degrees. Keep your left leg back behind you this time. Take your left hand to your hip. Press that hip forward. Your right arm is about a foot to the right of your front knee. Again, tuck that hip forward. Keep your chest nice and lifted. We're starting with a tuck. Tuck, release. Tuck, release. Tuck. Tuck. Keep going. Use this time to make sure your left knee is back behind your hip. Your chest is lifted. And you are firing up that corner of your feet here. Tuck. Tuck. 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now hold that tuck. Take your left hand to your shin. Shift your weight slightly to the right so you can lift your whole left leg up. Now just lift it up. Flex that foot. Lift. 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 That lift is coming directly from that corner of your feet, your gluteus medius muscle. Keep lifting. Lift, squeeze. Lift, squeeze. Fight to keep your chest lifted. Try not to shift your weight too far to the right. The more upright you can get, the more this will fire up your obliques. Lift. Lift. Again, you have the option to place that ball beneath your foot if you need it. Sometimes you need that on one side and not the other. 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold that lift at the top. Now just circle your leg back. Circle, circle, circle. As you circle, make sure that knee does not come forward in front of your hip. You get pressed back, your heel drawn in. 5 more than a hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold at the top. Keep that left leg lifted as high as you can. Again, you have the option to come into a wide prayer if you want a balanced challenge. Final 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Release. Lower it down. Take that left foot. Place it inside your right thigh. Take your forearm down to your thighs. You just your left arm overhead. Open your chest up towards the ceiling. Feel that release in your side body. Then rotate at the waist. Reach for your foot with both arms. Pull a little bit closer. And release. All right, we are going to finish up with some abs. So find your waist and your purple ball or a cushion if you're at home and you don't have a ball. Come down to your mat. Lay down with that ball right behind your head for a little bit of neck support. You want a weight in either hand. Start with your knees drawn into a tabletop position. And take your weight into a chest press position. You are going to keep that 90-degree bend in your knees, lowering your right foot towards the floor as you press your arms up in a chest press. Then switch sides. Lower right leg down, up, left leg down, up, left leg down, up. You are pressing your weight down in that chest press, keeping a 90-degree bend in each knee, alternating sides. Press. Press, press. 3 more like this, and we'll speed it up. There's 1, 2. After this left leg, let's speed it up. Right, left, right, left. You are just switching your legs, keeping those arms in that chest press position. 10 more than a reset. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Reset. Hug your knees in. We are going to move into some bar angels now. So you are going to extend your arms and your legs out to their longest point, then sweep everything back in on 2 counts. Reach out, out, in, out, out, in. The key here is keeping your lower back pressed down firmly into the mat. Lower your legs as much as you can so that your lower back does not pop up off the mat. After this next one, let's speed it up. Reach out, in, out, in. 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep everything extended on this next one. Just flutter kick your arms and legs. Flutter, flutter, flutter. Keep going. See how low you can lower those legs to the floor, keeping that lower back pressed down into the mat. Final 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Release. Hug your knees in. Rock back and forth from side to side. And come over onto your stomach for a plank. You will need your weights for this. So take a weight in either hand. Find your straight arm plank position. Come on up to the balls of your feet. Grip your glutes. Tuck under firmly. From here, you're going to lift your right arm up and extend it straight overhead, twisting your upper body. Pull up into a row, and then twist up. Lower back down. Switch sides. Up. Extend. Lower down. Down. Row. Up. Down. Down. Left arm up. Up. Down. Down. Do 2 more on each side. One more on each side. And hold down at the bottom. Really grip your glutes. Tuck under. Just hold. Breathe. Breathe. Exhale. Exhale. Draw your belly button in towards your spine. Tuck under. Grip your glutes. Last 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Release. You can press back into a child's pose. Take your knees apart. Sit back onto your heels. Extend your arms long in front of you. And release. Go ahead and come on up to a seated position. Point your toes towards the front corners of whatever room you are in. Then walk your hands out in front of you for a nice stretch. You can point and flex your heels. Maybe rock your upper body from side to side. Release those inner thighs. Your hands up. Pace your right forearm inside your right thigh. Keep your left arm overhead. Open up your chest towards the ceiling. Rotate at the waist. Reach for your hand with both hands. Reach for your heel with both hands. And sweep over to the left. Pace that forearm inside your thigh. Right arm goes overhead. Open your chest to the ceiling. Rotate your upper body. Reach for your foot. Slowly roll on up. Come to a seated cross-legged position. Roll your shoulders down and back. Maybe close your eyes. Take a couple of deep breaths. Inhale deeply through your nose. Think about all the hard work you just put into this video. Exhale through your mouth. Release any negativity you're holding on to. One more big inhale as you take your arms up overhead. Draw your palms together. Exhale. Lower them down in front of your heart. When you are ready, open your eyes. Give yourself a round of applause. Thank you so much for joining me here on YouTube today. We hope to see you sometime soon, either here on live stream or in the studio. Have a great day.